Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an important month in love it is for you. There is so much happening, not only in your sign, as I spoke of in the general overview horoscope, but in your opposite sign as well. A sign that has to do with, or a part of the sky rather, that has to do with partnership, that has to do with who it is that you align with. You add to this the fact that there's also energy happening in the part of the sky, some very powerful energy being triggered in the part of the sky that has to do with romance. It has to do with the feelings of love. And it just sets you up so powerfully to experience some very profound changes on the love front. But here's the interesting thing. Ultimately, with all the different things happening, and I'll break them down in a moment, but with all the different things happening, out of all of the different things in the sky, the most significant symbolism in the sky is the eclipse taking place in your sign. So mid-month, we have an eclipse, a lunar eclipse happening in your sign. And this is all about you being changed. This is all about you understanding what has served its karmic purpose in your life. Chances are that love will be a part of this lesson and will be a part of this process, but ultimately it really comes down to you. Not so much about other people, a lot more about you. In your opposite sign this month, we have Venus moving through your opposite sign. What we've also have happening this month, for much of the month is, and for much of the month, Venus will be there as well, but for much of the month also we'll have Mercury retrograde in this part of the sky. Now, I want you to think back to what has been taking place in your life, especially around mid-September. Well, once we get you to the mid to late part of this month, some of the issues, lessons that might have been coming up for you right around mid-September are very likely to reoccur for you, or at the very least get an answer for you. So wherever it is that maybe you had some questions, you had some considerations, especially where it came to partnership, love, a partner, someone you'd like to partner with, your answer is now going to come. And ultimately, it is an answer that brings you some much needed clarity. So when I see this happening, I see all this energy happening in your opposite sign. And then I also see this grand trine in fire taking place involving your sign and also Jupiter in the part of the sky that has to do with love and the feelings of love, as well as Mars in the part of the sky that has to do with vision. Understanding what it is that you truly desire to manifest and putting yourself out there in order to actually do it. Well, I look at this supremely harmonious configuration, and I look at the fact that you've got all this energy happening in your opposite sign. Venus will be particularly active, speaking with Pluto and Uranus over the course of the month, triggering that very special configuration that we have going between Uranus and Pluto, generation-defining conversation happening since 2012. And this tells me that I do think you're going to see changes in love. I do think that ultimately the changes that happen come down to you being empowered, understanding what needs to change if you're going to move yourself towards greater love and a more authentic love, a love that truly resonates with you and truly feels right. So this is what we have happening for you. With all these different placements taking place, ultimately the energy really comes down to you. It really comes down to what is taking place in your heart and in your spirit and what it says about you to have attracted the people you have and where it is now that you're ready to evolve, transform, and change. Those of you in an established bond, I do think that the likelihood of the more powerful energy here for you, of course, it is about you, but it's very likely to be what's taking place with Venus, what's taking place with Mercury. And it looks like there's been some negotiation taking place with your partner. This could very well be some changes happening in your partner's life. In particular, changes happening that have to do with time, ultimately. How much time is your partner available to you is going to be part of the conversation as well. There'll be genuine desire to feel connected to this person. a genuine desire to continue on a path towards something strong and long-term. But it's just about refining out the details. So trust that process. There's going to be more of that. If there were any questions or concerns, you thought circumstances would be changing around the middle of September, by the time we get you to the second part of October, you should start to understand what's what and where is it that your partner is now going and what part you are going to play in that journey. Those of you who have somebody sort of in your sphere, it is Jupiter that becomes a lot more dominant in this, which does suggest to me that you're seeing this person a lot more clearly, considering, of course, if you want to partner with this person, if you want this to be more serious. But overall, it does look like your experiences with this person are likely to be fun and very likely to be empowering, very likely to help you see yourself differently and help you leave a part of your identity behind, understanding that you no longer have to be who you were, and you're now ready to step into a new understanding based on who you know yourself to be today. Those of you who are open to love and are getting lots of healing energy where it comes to love, thanks to Jupiter now and right until August of next year. Actually, Jupiter is hanging out in this part of the sky. Lots of healing energy where it comes to attraction and flirting and romance as well. Are going to find this a very empowering month, are really going to come to understand what it is that needs to change within you to welcome in greater love. But I do think that the possibility of you actually feeling very alive, feeling a sense of passion, feeling a sense of purpose, thanks to an attraction, thanks to somebody who appears, is very strongly indicated. When we've got so much energy happening in your opposite sign, plus some very powerful, rare energy happening in the sign that is 5 signs ahead of yours, in your fellow fire sign, it does tend to suggest an important time in love. And it does tend to suggest that because there's such an important time, there should be at least somebody else there who is part of you understanding these lessons. So there should be some attraction, some person who represents your opportunity to learn more about the love that you wish to experience and the love that you want to open yourself to. One thing is for sure, though, it is such an important month for you now and for a very long time to come. For you personally, primarily, but in love as well. You're reconsidering what you have, making space for more, and at the same time, opening your heart wider than you've known it to be before. You're awakening passions as well, and allowing yourself to feel more alive than you have in quite a while, and allowing yourself to move towards a greater love than you've known before.